Welcome to the 3Haunted podcast, where we bring you all things horror, supernatural, folklore, mythology, and all things that go bump in the night.
Hey guys, this is your co-host Ashley, Gorilla Girl filmmaker, lunar goddess, and cinephile.
Hey y'all, this is your guest ghost host Lila K. I'm coming at you from the Mile High to bring you chills and thrills.
And I'm your co-host John Thomas, ghost hunter, super smartass, and film lover extraordinaire.
What's up, ghouls, gals, and all my meta pals? Are you someone who is into thrills and chills? Are you ready for your heart rate to accelerate and find yourself looking over your shoulder? If so, you're not going to want to miss this episode. Join us and our special guest for the evening as we jump into the exciting topic of paranormal games to play, if you dare.
But first, a word from our network sponsor.
Are you looking for more awesome podcasts? Head on over to withoutyourhead.com for access to the Without Your Head podcast network, where you'll find a variety of podcasts sure to keep you entertained and coming back for more.
I took zero notes. I'm here for pure comedic relief, just to let you guys know.
It's okay, because some of these are going to need comedic relief.
Yeah, it's good. Ashley's not going to be able to sleep tonight, tomorrow.
Some of these I was
Monday.
like, I've got a big editing screen behind my computer, and there's a reflection in some of these. As I describe them, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to hide so that I don't see my reflection, because some of these are really fucked up.
Oh,
I'm so excited. All right.
Let's do it.
All right, Johnny John, bring us back.
Welcome back, everybody. Like Ashley said, this is going to be a creepy as fuck episode. So, please, everybody, welcome Shane back with us. Hello.
Yo. Was that too much?
No, I think it was
no.
just right.
Okay.
I'm gonna need that energy when I'm talking about some of these creepy ass games. So,
Fucking A.
but yeah, you come with that energy.
All right. I will.
And, of course, we have our ghost host, Lila, back as well.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to see your lovely faces. It is not a spooky Sunday unless I get to see your beautiful faces. So, yay.
Aww.
Oh.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think
Spooky
it's a great
faces.
thing.
Okay. It's like,
It's like-
should I be hurt?
It's like, no, it's a spooky Sunday, but your faces are not spooky.
I feel like that's why I had to take my glasses off, because I feel like in the camera with the light glinting on it, I feel like I look like the German guy from Indiana Jones.
I was also thinking of the guy from Roger Rabbit with his
Oh
glasses.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. His eyes
Yeah.
bulge out. Yeah.
Yes.
Christopher Lloyd, right?
Christopher
Yeah.
That was
Lloyd.
the actor?
Yeah, I
That
can't
was
remember the
a great
character's
role
name.
for him.
Yeah.
Doc Brown.
Yeah, Doc.
So, how many of you have played paranormal games as a kid? If you ever played Bloody Mary, you did.
Yes. Besides that and the Ouija board, no.
Ouija board
Okay.
for me. I played Pogs. Does that count as paranormal? Paranormal
Were
Pogs.
you trying to summon spirits with your pogs? Because if so, then yes. I feel like paranormal games are any games you could come up with or play where you think something paranormal is going to happen. So there are some really complex, crazy ones out there. And then I think there's some simple ones like, calling our dear friend that a drink is named after.
Right. Or light as a feather, stiff as a board kind of counts as a paranormal game as well.
Yeah, I would call that. I mean, you're expecting an outcome that's not physically possible. So,
It's not with
sure, why
like
not?
two fingers from each person. No.
Yeah, I always thought that was more of an erotic game, like just an excuse to touch somebody
Using two fingers.
using two fingers. It's kind of like home ec.
Lord.
You don't really want to know how to cook, but you're there.
You're there.
couple
You're
reasons.
there.
Wow, that just sums up my whole home ec freaking experience. I'm not gonna lie.
Lila, earmuffs.
Earmuffs.
She's
Oh
like,
my
Got
God.
headphones on.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Headphones.
also, you forget whose daughter she is. I mean, come on.
I honestly cannot recall any paranormal games I played as a child. I feel like I was just surrounded by paranormal activity, so why would I summon more? So,
Hell no. Yeah.
no, God. I don't need to knock on doors and walls and
I played Ouija board when I was younger, when I was a teenager, and we tried to burn it in the fireplace and it wouldn't burn, and that was pretty much it for
Yeah.
me.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of people say that. Actually, my aunt and my mom and them. That's why they don't want us talking about Ouija boards or playing with them all the time. Not really talking, but playing with them. They had some kind of a weird thing, and they tried to burn it too, and it didn't burn. So
I like how you just casually said that too, like glossed over there. Oh, we tried to burn it in a fireplace. It didn't happen. On to the next. Everyone
That was it
good?
for me. Yeah.
And we're moving on.
Like, how is that? I mean, granted, that's a really good shellac, but still, that's really flammable. I mean, I don't know.
Well, at that point, I didn't really bother to experiment into it. It was like it could be treated with some anti-inflammatory stuff, or it could be evil. I'm going to go with evil, and I'm going to have a hard rule not to mess with Ouija boards for the rest of my life.
there you go.
So, did you interact with anything before you tried to burn it?
I've interacted with a lot of stuff, whether it's because of the Ouija board or not. That's leaves a lot on the table. But there's been a lot of weird shit that's happened in my house, ever since I was a kid and going forward. And I always attribute it to the experiences I had with the Ouija board. With inviting spirits inside your house.
Yeah. Oof. Well, that and it didn't burn. So, how did you guys get rid of it then?
We didn't. It was my friends, so we just left it in the house. And that's for him to deal with.
Not my problem.
I don't talk to him
Nice.
anymore, so whatever.
His board,
That
his
friendship
house, his
ended.
problem.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
His house, his demons.
I mean, all right. So I looked up all sorts of paranormal games, and I found it really interesting, like the length that people are willing to go to just to like scare themselves. I found a lot of commonalities, though. People really feel a lot of these games have to be played between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m. So it's like between the witching hour and the devil's
witching
hour.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, though, because a lot of these games have to end at exactly at 3:33 a.m. And like that's technically within the devil's hour.
Hey, by the way, can I just chime in there really quick? I've woken
Yeah.
up at 3:33 the last 3 nights.
Can I just say, I was about to say what's interesting about that number is I've woken up to that number a lot, like growing up. And usually when I see that number a lot, something is like about to happen in my life. So
That's crazy.
Yeah, I tend to ignore it, hoping it'll just leave me alone.
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. Yep.
although it's interesting, it's happening to you right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Still ignoring
Where's
it.
Lady Luna when you need her?
Oh shit!
I miss her.
Seriously,
Like, let's call her. Let's phone a friend.
right?
Hi.
It's funny too because I've actually woken up at like, not 3:33 but 3 o'clock a lot, and I look at the thing and I'm like, nope, and I close my eyes, put the blanket over my head, like fuck y'all, I'm not doing this right now. I know
Put
what
your
this
fingers
means.
in your ears. I'm not
Exactly.
listening.
Yep.
I have like the opposite problem because for the last like couple of weeks, if I wake up in the middle of the night, it's sometime in the 2 o'clock hour or the 4 o'clock hour, but never in the 3.
Well, that's just called insomnia.
Okay. I'm just saying it's convenient how I skip the number.
Yes, definitely.
Again, a you problem.
If you're waking up before 3 a.m. or after 4 a.m., which is precisely considered the devil's hour,
Wait, between 3 and 4 is the devil's hour?
yeah, the witching hour is
Yeah.
12 and 1, and the devil's hour is between 3 and 4. So if you're waking up on either end of that, I think maybe you're avoiding that specific hour, if that makes sense. Like being conscious during that hour.
Right.
My brain said no,
Yeah.
thank you, ma'am.
Said, nope,
Yeah.
we're going to stay asleep during that time. Nothing good happens, as we're going to find out from
3
these
a.m.
games
Yes.
during that time. So, all right, let's talk about Midnight Man. The Midnight Game.
Midnight Man.
Midnight Man. So the Midnight Game. Can you guess what time you play that game?
12 o'clock. Noon.
12 o'clock. So everything actually has to be set up and ready before midnight because you
Yes.
don't have time. Once the game is started, you do not have time to get anything else.
Oh.
This one incorporates blood magic, which, oh man, when you're playing with blood, I suppose a lot of things are going to happen, right? So you write your name on a piece of paper with a pen, your specific name, and then you prick yourself and put a drop of blood on the paper. So that's already, That doesn't sound like we've got a good combination going. Your name and your blood.
And it has to be your full name, first, middle, and last. So, yeah.
Which is interesting because in a lot of books about like that I read like about
What if
demons,
you legally change your name?
they use like your full name when they address you. So I find that interesting. People are really powered that, and I assume it's the name that you identify with, not necessarily your given name. And then you place the paper with your name and blood in front of a wooden door. So if you don't have a wooden door, I guess you're fucked. Like maybe you need to go get like, does it count like a dollhouse wooden door count, or does it need to be like?
I don't know.
I don't know, like a big adult-sized door in your house.
A dollhouse. Yeah, I mean, that would add a whole nother level of creepiness to it.
Right?
Well, no,
summon this guy in my dollhouse.
It says wooden door, so...
Yeah, it just says door, so I don't think that it matters. The
As long as it's wooden and
if you can get through the door is irrelevant.
The sides of the door don't matter?
Yep. Right. Okay, so, and then you turn off all the lights, electronics, everything. You light a candle, because you're supposed to have a candle, because, of course. Once it's reached 11:59, you take your lit candle next to the paper, and you knock on the door 22 times. So I hope you can count past 10.
Nope.
That's a lot of faith.
Yeah, you knock on the door 22 times, and then the 22nd knock has to be completed by the time the clock strikes midnight. So you might want to practice this a few times to get the timing just right.
This game is definitely not for someone who has ADD.
Might be good for a drummer, though. Like, you got to get it going.
Maybe.
Get all 22 in by the time it hits midnight. And then you start moving all over the house. And you don't stop moving.
Yeah.
And I've seen different things on the internet about this game. Like, it's played different ways. So this is just one of the ways I saw. And you move all around the house and you don't stop moving until 3:33 a.m. And you don't stay in place for longer than a few seconds at most, or else the Midnight Man will catch you. Yep. And you're not supposed to taunt the Midnight Man. No. So if your candle goes out and you're unable to relight it within about 15 seconds, stop what you're doing and draw a circle of salt around you. And do not leave that circle of salt until 3:33 a.m.
Yep. Because if you do, again, the Midnight Man's going to get you. And he will cause you to hallucinate and rip out all of your freaking organs. You will feel it happen, but you can't do shit about it.
It also says, do not leave your house until the game is ended. And it's even if you're not sure if the summoning worked, follow the rules until 3:33 a.m. Don't go to sleep during the game, which I find that interesting. Because like if you start a game where you have to keep moving, is it suddenly like, fuck it, I'm just going to take a nap over here. Like, there might be something in your house, like the summoning may have actually worked. So it's like, no, it's cool. Or if you have narcolepsy, maybe don't play this game.
Right.
This is not the paranormal game for you.
Yeah, this is not the game for you.
Do we have an origin, like an origin story, like where this came from, or who?
I didn't see one.
I don't have it.
I just know that I actually heard about this a few years ago, and well, maybe like 6 or 7 now. But yeah, it freaked the shit out of me when I first heard about it. So,
See, and I've never heard of this game, but I have questions. First of all,
as you should. As you should.
Why? Why would you want to summon the Midnight Man? Because it's not going to end well either way that this game goes. So if you're successful, what the rule is that like he's going to leave your house, but he's watching you. But if you're not successful, you're going to have all your organs ripped out. And that just doesn't seem like a pleasant time to me either way. So I want to know the motive.
I think you just have to be a sick fuck to do it. Like you have to be, one of those people that want to go and go on Snapchat and hang off the ledge of a 30-story building. Like, what's the motivation? Like, I don't get it.
All right, well, if you think this is a sick fuck game, you just wait. We've got more.
Oh, good.
I'm sure that you do.
There's more.
I did see on a quick Google search, it says that the origin is an old pagan ritual used mainly as punishment for those who've broken the laws of the pagan religion in question. While it's mainly used as a scare tactic to not disobey the gods, there's still a very existent chance of death to those who play the Midnight Game.
So the Midnight Man may very well be a deity or some sort of demonic presence that is very real.
I say if you're having to knock on a door, you're opening a door.
Well, I mean, they also tell you that you have to open the door after you blow out your candle after the knock, and you basically letting them in.
Yeah, I might have missed that part. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
After the 20-second knock,
Yeah.
open your door, blow out your candle, close your door, and immediately relight the candle.
So, and what would be the significance of 22? So 22 is that a I don't know.
It's a Taylor Swift reference.
I mean, and that in itself is evil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, now
Midnight Man likes Taylor Swift.
So do
Horrible.
I. Tomorrow's her birthday. I'm just joking.
You're right, though.
I am.
I guess I see it as a double digit. It's
Yeah.
so that in and of itself, it's considered a master number. So I imagine there's something connected to that. I just don't know much past that.
Right. I think it's weird that it's like 22, whereas everything else is like threes or multiples of that.
Well, 3 is the mockery of the Trinity usually when it comes to demonic presence, but
Right.
with 22, I want to say because it's ringing a bell, and I want
Yeah,
to say it's
same.
some sort of divinity, or reference to divinity or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not coming to me.
And with you, the 22 reference sounds familiar. I can't place where I've heard it before.
And that was my old band, Highway 22. So I don't know.
It also says not to use don't attempt to use someone else's name. See, I wouldn't have even
Right.
considered that. There's some devious people out there.
So what happens if you use someone else's name? What does it say? Like with the
It doesn't, but I imagine it just won't work. It won't be
Right.
effective.
he just won't come for you anyway. Like it'll
Just
you're
won't.
fucked.
He won't appear.
Oh.
He won't bother.
Yeah.
Don't waste his time.
Don't waste his time. And your candle has to be the only light source. So my thing is are you taking the candle with you? Because if you're taking it with you and you have to keep moving, like that shit's gonna go out. It's gonna go out.
Right.
So you better carry that salt with you too and make a circle really quickly.
Exactly. Well, that's why they say if you don't light it within 15 seconds, you're kind of fucked. So.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I wonder though, like how many people have tried this and like have sat in their home in a circle until 3:33 a.m. in a salt circle, like just chilling there bored.
There's got to be YouTube videos.
I think there's actually a movie too, called The Midnight Man.
Yeah, I
Oh.
want to say I've seen.
I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but I think it might be.
Because everything sounded familiar, and I saw the last little bit of the really horrible movie that it was, and it sounded very, very familiar to what you were saying. Like they were running away, they summoned him, and then he came for all of them, and
Right.
I think he actually disemboweled them too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says you'll know when he's near as you'll feel panic, dread, hear voices, see movement out of the corner of your eye, hear knocks and thuds throughout the house, etc. So like that's just my daily.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say feeling panic. That's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Or
Like,
if you have
cool.
cats, that's like every damn day. So yeah.
My roommate is the Midnight Man. Okay. So, that's that one.
That one still creeps me out. So just saying.
So the next one, one man hide and go seek. This is how I feel Annabelle was created and Robert the Doll.
I didn't see this one.
I think this is how they were created, to be honest. So this game actually has origins because I know my friend Shane here loves origin stories. This one has origins in ritual necromancy.
No, nope.
Yep. So here we go. Are you ready?
He's like, all right, I'm out.
In this game, you summon a spirit into the body of a doll, and then you play hide and seek with it. Seems innocent enough. Like, who would say that? It's not innocent. Like, that's not innocent.
Yeah,
You're putting a spirit in a doll.
Seems innocent enough. That's actually what it says. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, no, there's nothing innocent about putting a spirit in a doll and then playing hide and seek.
No.
To do this ritual, you take a doll. And they call it a ritual. It's not even a game at this point, but it is. How to go seek with the doll. You have a doll, obviously. Scissors or something else sharps. Could be a knife or whatever.
Oh, it's going to be a knife.
Red thread and a needle. The needle is not your sharp object. Rice, hair and or nail clippings from yourself. So again, we're attaching ourselves to some shit. We're connecting ourselves.
I'm not into that.
Sounds
I'm
like
not
a whole
into it.
voodoo thing there. So yeah.
Yeah, not into it.
Yeah, reminiscent of voodoo.
Yep, salt water in a cup. And then this game is to mostly be played in 2 places, but one of them takes place, one of the spots is your bathroom. So a lot of work for this. You have to name the doll. It will not work if you do not name the doll, and you have to use a name other than yours. You cannot use your name for the doll's name.
Of course.
So once you have everything, you go into the bathroom, you cut the doll open, and this can be done outside of midnight. This is not one of the games that you have to play at midnight or 3 a.m. You cut the stuffing out of the doll. Oh wait, I'm lying. This is another 3 a.m. one. Okay, so this takes place during the devil's hour. It's already not, like, we have so many red flags here on what we're about to do. So go into the bathroom, cut the doll open. You take the stuffing out. You put rice and the clippings of yourself, right? The hair and the nail clippings. Oh, not good. And then you sew the doll back up with a red thread, using any remaining thread to tie up the doll. Run a bath filled with water. Put the doll on the sink counter and go to your hiding spot, so somewhere else. Near a TV, by the way. Place a cup of salt water in the sharp object, not our needle, the sharp object, on the floor of your hiding spot. Once the time reaches 3 a.m., you tell the doll, and you don't have to go where the doll is. From where you're at, you tell the doll, whatever you named it, blank, is it? 3 times. So if I name my doll Lori, it'd be Lori, is it? Lori, is it? Lori, is it? 3 times. 3 times, not good. You go into the bathroom, put the doll in the water-filled tub, turn off all the lights in your house. After you've done that, you go back to your hiding spot, turn on your TV, close your eyes, count to 10. Then you pick up the sharp object and go back into the bathroom. Doll should still be there. What I like is that it says it should still be there. What the fuck do you do if the doll's not there?
Fucking
Hope
run.
for the best.
Because water is a conduit, right? Is that the purpose of the water?
I think the water, because it's not running, I think it is. It's acting as our conduit to our spirits. So the doll should still be there, and you say to the doll, I found you, so-and-so. No. Yep. After you say this, you stab the doll. I don't know why the fuck you stab the doll. But you stab the doll with the sharp object.
That's the villain origin story.
Yeah. Place the doll back onto the counter and run back to your hiding place. Do not take the sharp object back after you've stabbed the doll. So, do you leave it in the doll? And now then are you waiting for the doll to come back and stab you and say, like, I found you?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so let's entrap a spirit against its will into a doll. Innocent, stab it, piss it off. Leave the sharp object with it.
Leave it with it.
After we try to drown it. Okay, and if it's still there, then we'll hide, without any defense. Because you can't kill a fucking doll with its spirit inside of it.
This all sounds just like so logical, right? Like so just Maniacs. This is a good idea.
Maniacs. So, even if this was like, hey, let's make up something and let's try it. It's like, why would you try this? Like,
why would you do this?
Don't try this at home.
I'll tell you where my hiding spot, though.
So you go back. Yeah, please don't try any of these at home. So now you're in your hiding spot again. You got to be quiet. If anything happens to your TV, because remember, our TV is the only thing on, flickering images, turning itself off, that means that the spirit doll is near. Yay.
Wait, so this if that's the instructions, maybe this story originated like when TVs were still around, so it's not that old.
Yeah. I think there's probably other ways that they had it. Probably a candle or something where, like, if it flickers, that it's near, but now it's kind of been... Just like anything else, urban legends and telephone game things have been modified as time goes. So the flickering, especially.
If your jukebox light is flickering.
If your campfire at your caveman home is like...
You might be a redneck.
So after you've been hidden for a bit, you take half of your salt water into your mouth. You don't swallow it, but you put it in your mouth. You go and search for the doll again.
You don't swallow.
Don't swallow.
Don't
spit it out. Don't spit it out yet either. You make sure you bring the rest of the cup of the salt water with you, though. Once you've found the doll, hopefully still in the bathroom.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, you pour the rest of the salt water onto the doll, spit the water that was in your mouth onto it, and tell it, I win 3 times.
Got it.
So...
Insult to injury.
Salt water is apparently supposed to get... Yeah, like you were just being awful. Not only are you pouring it on the doll, but you're spitting what was... I think the one that was in your mouth is actually the purpose of that, if I have to break it down. For myself, the purpose of the salt water in the mouth and then spitting it on the doll is to break the connection between you and the doll, since it has your clippings. And then once the game is ended, dry the doll and burn it. If there are any remains of the doll left, put salt on it and discard it far away.
Yeah, if you ever try this, anyone ever tries this, for those of you listening, you deserve everything that happens to you.
You trapped a spirit and then just continuously tortured it. That's awful.
I agree with Shane.
Some things to keep in mind during the game. If you have your phone, keep it on Do Not Disturb. These disclaimers, by the way, crack me up. Yeah. I was laughing so hard. It says, do not use your phone unless you need to call for help. It says, try to stay as calm and silent as possible, especially if you think it's in the room with you. Try to keep all the doors unlocked in case you need to run away at any time. This is only an emergency resort. Try not to leave the house at any point. Keep some natural salt with you and line the door to the room you're in. And it says, if it makes you feel safe, keep some religious tools with you. I think that if you are actively, intentionally trapping spirits and playing games with them and pissing them off, probably a cross isn't going to help you.
Right? Yeah.
And it says, above all, use your common sense. That makes me laugh because nothing about
That's
this.
the best.
I wouldn't be playing this game.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I had any common sense to give, I wouldn't have even looked up this game. Not at all.
I'd rather play the midnight game.
Yeah, that's just, and I try to ask some friends or even neighbors to keep an eye out for anything suspicious while you're doing this game.
Oh my god!
Tell them a time to expect the lights to come back on and what to do if they haven't heard from you in a while. So then that begs the question, what the fuck happens if the doll finds you?
Right?
All these
Nothing
disclaimers,
good.
and it's just what happens? Does the dog get to stab you back? Stabby McStab.
Yeah, I will say that, sitting here, we can all laugh about it, and this is, haha, super funny. But if I were in that situation, I would be terrified.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put myself in that spot, which I would never do. But I'm trying to think about it, and it's just, I would be terrified.
Normal people like you and I wouldn't do that. There's no way in hell we would ever put ourselves in that situation.
Okay,
I don't know.
but yeah, you would.
Yeah.
I mean, now I kind of want to try it.
I
don't.
No.
I really don't.
Use Adelaide.
No, fuck
You already have a name.
No.
She's already got a name and a spirit. You've got
so
half the work done.
No, she's been decent. I am not messing with that doll.
nice.
She's fantastic.
She's also porcelain, so
Yeah.
that doesn't really...
That doesn't work. So, haha.
Fuck that.
They have a similar game called Dry Bones that's similar to that, but instead of summoning a spirit, you're summoning a demon. And you're playing hide and go seek.
That's weird.
Yeah, with the demon in your house. It's less you're not trapping a demon in a doll, which I think is maybe worse because this thing's just free to roam. The thing I didn't understand about this one is that, of course it takes place in the bathroom or anywhere with a mirror because mirrors are the thing. This is the one where I told you guys I don't want to look into a reflection when I repeat this to you because I'm going to accidentally summon a fucking demon. But this one's super simple that it's almost freakishly simple. It's too easy. You
summon
do it
a demon in these 3 easy steps.
It really is you too can summon a demon. You just need a candle, a mirror, and yourself. Have fun. But it's true. It's you stare at your reflection until you can feel a presence in the mirror. And I think we've all been there where you kind of feel
Done that.
just awkward. Yeah. And so you stare at the mirror until you feel there's something else there with you. And then you do the dumbest thing you could ever fucking do. And you say, I acknowledge your presence, and I welcome you into my home for a game of hide and seek.
No.
Until 3 a.m. So you do this at 12:01 a.m. And my thing is hold on. 12:01, you're inviting them in to play for 3 hours with you in your home?
3 hours.
3 fucking hours. 5 minutes sounds like an eternity
Yeah.
with the demon chasing you in your home. But you want to do it for 3 hours. Okay. And then you say, come in now. After the last word's spoken, you grab your shit and you run, because now it's go time.
Yeah.
Grab your shit and run. And then it's try to be as quiet as possible while you find your hiding spot. It has to be a good hiding spot because your life and soul depend on it. And it's where can you hide from a demon that you've just unleashed in your home? Where could you possibly go?
Nowhere. He knows where you are at all times. So again, listeners, if you try this, You
Don't
deserve
try it.
everything that you get.
Please don't. Just don't. This is stupid. Like, I feel awkward repeating these things in a room with mirrors to begin with, and I'm not even staring in the mirrors. Like, don't do it. Why?
I'm not gonna lie. I actually have a mirror behind the computer, but I have a shirt covering it, and I've had it there forever. I don't trust mirrors at all. Sorry.
I need to like cover up all the reflections in my room when I talk about this shit.
Is it a Black Sabbath shirt?
No, it's actually a Waverly Hills shirt.
Oh no! Oh, even better.
I know.
So it says if you miraculously don't get caught by 3 a.m., go to the biggest room in your house and announce that the game has now ended, and whatever demon you brought into your home is no longer welcome here and must leave. The likelihood that you're still alive at 3 a.m.
Right.
Well, the likelihood that telling it, oh, you must leave, it works.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. So it says like, I guess like, why would anyone want to play this game? And that's the question. Why would anyone want to play this game? So apparently there is an urban legend that if you play this game and you win, the demon has to grant you a wish. Any realistic wish that you want will be yours. But again, what are the odds you're going to survive 3 hours
super
in
tiny.
a home like
Super tiny.
with a demon on go? Because it's not like you trapped a demon in a doll. Like, where it's bound by this material thing. You just let this entity in to come chase you down. Yay!
But also, how do we know that it's demonic in nature versus, like, just a regular nice spirit? Like, how... Because in the instructions, it never says that we are specifically calling towards anything demonic. So how do we know that that's what's going to come through?
I think that relies heavily on the belief system of old superstitions.
Okay.
That things that are trapped in mirrors are not spirits. It's what's on the other side is...
a different realm.
Yeah, it's a different realm. So it's not going to be a spirit or an angel that comes through to you.
They're like interdimensional beings, which demon theoretically are.
Yeah. So I think it's just based on belief systems that what lives in mirrors is demonic. They're trapped. Sorry, I've been just sharing so many. Do you guys have any you want to share? Because I have so many, but if you have some, please show me up.
There's the one, it's not really scary or spooky, but the Sandman game. Basically, it's two people. One person lays down on their stomach, with their face in the ground, basically. This gets to tell you how psycho your fucking friends are. So one person, like I said, lays down, face on the ground, and the other person has to rub that person's legs and arms.
Oh, that sounds sexy.
While going specifically into like big, huge detail on how you were murdered.
Oh.
Yeah. See? Not so sexy anymore now, is it?
It depends what you're into.
I don't know.
Right,
Necrophilia
true.
is a thing.
I mean,
so
like I said, just goes to all kinds of weirdness there. But
okay.
So they do that, and they tell you how you were murdered in detail, and how your body was filled with sand, and then basically when they're done, you stand up, and your body's supposed to feel like it's full of sand. So not super spooky or anything, but something weird.
Still fucked up.
Kind of plays on, putting mental images in your head, thinking, oh shit, now all of a sudden
I don't want my friends to imagine how I've been killed. I'll say that. I would like my friends to think of me as alive, and if they are planning my murder, that tells me enough about where I stand.
I think about who you're playing with, because I think about like if we played with like Nathan, who's like a horror writer and horror, connoisseur. I would be terrified what would come out of his mouth.
No shit, seriously. That guy.
His imagination in the horror world, like the macabre, oh my god. So I would not play with Nathan.
No.
But similar to what you were saying, John, I think a lot of that is psychological. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Suggestion. It's just power of suggestion kind of paired with almost like a trance-like state. So if you're on your stomach and you're relaxed and they're like rubbing you, you're going into this calm meditative state, and then they are putting suggestion into you about how your body is going to feel. So then when you get up, it's like, oh, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
So have you guys heard of the elevator game?
No, what is that?
No.
Yes.
So it's actually very popular in Asia. It's funny because I see it a lot now that Korea is kind of merging into our culture in America and becoming more well known, and you see a lot of it happening. And actually, that's what was thought to have been done when that girl ended up missing at the hotel in LA. What was the name of the hotel? Come on, you know it. Which hotel? The haunted
Roosevelt?
hotel. No,
I know there was a thing on Netflix
the
about
one
it,
where she basically disappeared and she looked like she was hiding from something in an
and they
elevator,
found her in the
and they found her
water
in the water
tower.
tank. Yeah, the water tank,
I
nude.
remember this.
Dark Waters.
No, but this actually
No,
happened.
this actually
Yeah, I
happened.
remember
Yeah, this is,
hearing about this.
That movie was kind of based on that, though.
Was it?
Okay.
Oh.
There was a documentary on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it.
But it just like fairly
Cecile
recently
Hotel.
came out.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So apparently, so the game is quite popular in Korea. Like as I said, in order to play this game, you need to find an elevator in a building which is at least 10 stories high. All you need to do is get in the elevator all alone and press the button 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 5. If a woman enters your elevator at the 5th floor, then the game is on. The elevator then takes you to a different world, and if you wish to return to the real world, just press the same buttons again, and you will be back from where you started. Just make sure that when you play this game, no one else is using the elevator.
What's the game, though?
Well, basically, it's supposed to take you to a different, like
Dimension,
the
yeah.
other world, a different dimension, and you actually you don't press them all at once. Like you start off on the first floor, then you go to the 4th floor or whatever, and then after you go there, you go back down to the 2nd floor,
Yeah.
up to the 6th floor, and then once you reach the 5th floor, which I might have misunderstood my notes here, but once you go to the 5th floor, people say that sometimes there's a woman there. You're not supposed to talk to her. You're not supposed to even acknowledge her, because if you do, basically you're kind of fucked.
Is she from the other world and like murderous, or?
She's supposed to be kind of like from the other world, but you don't acknowledge her or anything. And then like she gets on the elevator, like he said, and you just go back down to the 1st floor. It gets complicated. They actually, and it's funny, everybody's favorite ghost hunter actually tried this at the Cecil Hotel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It didn't. He did it wrong. They gave him the wrong instructions, so he fucked it up.
Yeah.
But yeah. I watched that episode just for that.
You
But
were
yeah,
hoping he
like-
disappeared to another dimension?
Are you talking about Zach Bagans?
Yes, I know. That's why I didn't say his name, because he's your favorite person in the world. But yeah, no. Like once you get to the 10th floor, you're supposed to get there, and like this other world, and apparently there's another woman there up there, and you're not supposed to talk to her or whatever. You can wander around, but remember which elevator you got into, because if you get in the wrong one, you're pretty much stuck there forever.
This feels very Blair Witch to me. Seeing like
Kind
the
of.
woman but not being able to respond or acknowledge her, that feels very Blair Witch.
I feel like make
get
sure
that.
you pack a lot of Scooby snacks, because it sounds like I would get stuck in the elevator. I would lose track of what floors I just visited, and I'm going to be stuck in an elevator for a long time.
Right. And I actually hate elevators. I used to hate elevators a lot, so I would not play this fucking game, because I would always get scared of getting stuck in an elevator and not being able to get out. So this one is a no-no for me either.
There's a really lengthy one I'm looking at right now called Concentrate.
I wrote that down, but I didn't write down what it was.
What is it?
Concentrate is a spooky game that kids play at sleepovers. Some people say that it is a form of hypnosis. The object of the game is to find out how you are going to die. So it sounds a lot like the Sandman one that you were talking about.
Yeah.
In Play Concentrate, you only need 2 people. You begin by telling the person to close their eyes. Then you stand behind them and say the chant while performing the rituals. During the chorus, you pound lightly on the person's back with your fists while you chant. During the verses, you perform the actions while you chant. Every time you say this, you pound lightly on the person's back with both fists. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate on what I'm saying. People are dying. Children are crying. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate on what I am saying. But it goes in depth. So crack an egg on your head, let the yolk run down, let the yolk run down, crack an egg on your head, let the yolk run down, let the yolk run down. And there's like a lot of different phrases that you say. There's like actually up to 5 verses that you say. And at the very end, hold a person by their arms, whisper in their ear, You're standing on a building, you're out on the ledge, you're feeling very dizzy, and you're close to the edge, and someone pushes you. You push them just enough to make them tip forward and regain their balance. Then you tell them to open their eyes and ask them what color they saw. The color they see when they open their eyes represents how they will die. And then it tells you all the colors down below and what they mean.
Holy shit. So you know what's interesting? I thought I hadn't played any games, but you reading that, I totally played that as a kid.
Did you?
It was the egg yolk. It was the egg yolk one and the pushing. I remember people trickling it, and it felt like, to me, like dripping blood versus egg yolk running down.
My aunts used to do that to us all the time. They'd be like, "Oh, check out this cool trick," and you would feel like the stuff was running down your back, and it's like, "Holy shit!"
I have totally played that, and I
So
forgot.
what color did you see when you opened your eyes?
I don't
there was
remember.
no color. Yeah,
But I remember being pushed, and I was pissed. I was not happy about that.
Right. Yeah. No, that's creepy. Holy shit. I mean, I read all that too, and it hit me then, but I'm glad it finally made somebody else remember too. That's cool.
Yeah, that was weird. I totally remember that.
I didn't have friends, so I didn't play that.
Right, like I never
whatever.
had like friends that were down to do like these types of games.
I had some trippy shit friends.
I was always like the weird kid who liked ghosts and wanted to talk about ghosts, so I did not go to many sleepovers. Could you imagine?
Lila, I wish that you and I had known each other, like, when I was in high school, and I'm older than you, but I wish we were around the same age, because then I would have totally been your best friend.
I can see that.
I feel like that would have worked out, yeah. Man, nobody wanted to metaphorically push me off a building. Losers.
I feel like where I grew up too, though, Concentrate was played more like a prank than it was meant to be scary, because it's like getting people to, like, they're so focused in on the feeling and the sensation of this, and then just suddenly having like the shit shoved out of them.
Yeah.
It's more startling and more pranking than it was like a scary game. At least the way they played it in Texas, but kids are mean.
Right.
Kids are mean. That's the one thing that we can take away from this.
Kids are mean.
We said that last episode.
Last week, yeah.
Kids are assholes.
Sure we did.
Kids are
I
assholes.
forgot about that.
So it's a recurring theme this season.
Yeah.
I guess.
So parents, teach your kids not to be assholes.
Right.
I mean, they're always going to be. It's just a matter of the level of assholedom that they are.
Right.
If that's a verb, assholedom.
It is
Assholedom.
now.
Assholiness. Yeah.
Assholiness. Okay, you want to hear about the closet game?
It's not 7 minutes in heaven.
It's not a naughty game. Well, it's a bad game, but it's not naughty. So
It's a bad game. Bad game.
all you
bad
need
game.
for this
Sorry.
all you need for this game is a closet, a match, and something to light the match.
God, why does this remind me of the clap game in Conjuring?
Probably is. So you step into your closet with an unlit match, and then you say the words, "Show me the light or leave me in the darkness." I know, Shane just big sigh. You should hear a demon whisper to you. Probably something along the lines of, "Surprise, motherfucker." And then...
Was that verbatim?
That is verbatim. I am not responsible for that brilliance. When you hear the whisper, you must immediately light your match and step out of your closet. If you lit the match in time and didn't get pulled into hell by a closet demon, congratulations, you won the game. That's it. That's the game. But by the way, you summoned a demon into your closet and you didn't send
Yeah.
it back. So I'm assuming
So that's still open.
Yep.
I feel like the only one who would be brave enough to do this would be Lemmy from Motorhead.
So my concern is you didn't send anyone back. At least with the other one, like, you pretended like you sent it back, like you have the authority,
Yeah.
right? Like, okay, the game is over, go home. With this one, you brought him in and then just left the closet.
Yeah, and like the demon's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gone."
Like, I'm going home. Like, you now have a closet
Yeah.
demon. Like, is that a squatter? We've talked about demon squatters, but like,
That's a whole
someone's
new
living in
one.
your closet. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
He's trying on your clothes, like you open the door, he's trying on your high heels. I don't know.
Exactly, that demon's gonna have a wicked fashion sense now.
He's like, "Could you send me home, please? I don't like your closet."
So 21st century, he just needs to come out of the closet. We'll accept him as he is.
We'll accept him. We love you for who you are.
Yeah.
He's not going to be very fashionable if he's in my closet. He's just going to have a bunch of T-shirts that, yeah, that's all right.
He's going to beg me to send him back home. He or she is going to be like, could you
Right.
please send me home? I do not like your closet. So, yeah. There's all sorts of interesting things, interesting games out there. Do you guys have any?
Do have a couple more.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The game is called Three Kings. Basically, you take two mirrors and you sit them side by side, facing each other, and you take a chair and you sit in the middle of this, whatever you want to call it.
The mirror
you
line.
sit in the middle of the mirrors, basically. And of course, candle. Have to have it lit. Don't look at the candle. Make sure it doesn't go out. One of the mirrors is the queen. The other mirror is the fool. You are technically the king in this whole Three Kings game. And then you start asking questions at 3:30 in the morning.
Always 3:30.
3:30 in the morning.
Definitely you're the fool.
If all goes right, if all goes right, you'll get an answer from one of the mirrors. But you don't know who the queen is or who the fool is and what they're gonna, tell you. And it also on the website it said take every answer with a grain of salt. If I'm getting answers from a fucking mirror
At 3:30 in the morning?
At 3:30 in the morning? I mean, granted, that's what it's for, but if I'm getting answers... I'm sorry, I'm not staying there. I'm fucking leaving and staying at a hotel. Goodbye.
Throw in the towel.
We're going to the mirrors, and we know what the philosophy is on who resides in those mirrors. So, no good thing can come from that.
No.
And, unless that's your demonic therapist, what questions do you need answered from these mirrors? I don't understand.
Right? What should I have for lunch tomorrow? What the fuck? No, what are you going to ask this shit?
Is he ever gonna come back to me? Does she love me? Fucking ask that or move on. Because if you're having to resort to demons, probably it's not the relationship for you. I feel like a lot of demon summoning and demon contact is for power, love, or money. Right. And it's just ooh, there's got to be a better way.
All right, I got one for you.
Yes.
Doruma-san.
2 priests and a rabbi.
So, Doruma-san, this game has its origin in Japan, is a bath game that involves summoning a ghost, which can follow you all day long to attempt to catch you.
It's like extreme hide and seek people like.
Yeah, so it says you go to your bathroom, strip yourself naked, which I like the start of that one. Fill the bathtub with water and switch off the lights. Climb inside, close your eyes, and start washing your hair while chanting Doruma-san fell down over and over again. You will see a mental image of a Japanese woman standing in front of a tub before she falls on a rusty faucet, which impales her through the attention, whatever that means. Proceed with the mantra until you end washing your hair. Once you're feeling a presence close to you, ask out loud, "Why did you fall within the bathtub?" Don't await a solution. With your eyes kept shut, rigorously get up, get a towel, exit the toilet, and shut the door behind you. The game begins the next day. You will feel a presence constantly following you, but do not let her catch you. If you want to capture her, gaze over your right shoulder and shout, "Kita!" It's like The Grudge.
First of all, what if you don't have any hair?
You have some up there.
But no, I know.
You have some.
I don't know. I was going somewhere else with that, and I forgot where I was going. But holy crap!
Pubic hair.
No, that's not where. Not with the hair thing. It was a whole other thing.
I mean, hair's hair.
That was my smart ass comment. True. That was my smart ass comment, and then I actually had another one, and I can't remember what it was now. So never mind on that. But
so I have a long, confusing one.
That's what she said. He said.
Yeah. Hopefully, it's not confusing. So
that's a head scratcher.
The 11-mile game.
Already don't like it.
Yeah, this is a wish game. So if you can complete the task, then you get whatever it is you're wishing for. So to do this, you need some kind of vehicle. They don't recommend a motorcycle, and you'll see why. So a car. I would say an enclosed car to be secure, but hey, whatever. So you have to find 11 Mile Road. And this is a one-person game, so you cannot bring anybody in the car with you. To find the road, You choose a late time where there's no other drivers on the road. Find a back road inside some dense woods. It has to be inside the forest, not outside or around it. Once you're inside the woods, begin driving down desolate roads until your intuition tells you that you have found 11-mile road. That already, I feel like I'll be driving for like 8 hours because I don't know how that's going to. But keep your mind and eyes open. You'll know the road when you find it. Now that you've found the road, you can begin driving down it right away or take a moment to stop the car and collect your thoughts. This is the only time during the drive that you can stop the car and or turn back, so choose wisely. If you've chosen to drive the road, there's a few rules. You're not to listen to music or turn on the radio at all. Do not open your doors or windows. Do not stop the car, especially to investigate anything you might see or hear inside or outside of the car, so don't stop it. Gotta keep going. Do not use a phone or any other device. And finally, don't drive faster than 30 miles an hour. This is mainly just for safety, but okay. Now that we've gone over the pregame rules, we're going to go down what happens each mile.
Oh, no.
So the first mile, nothing much will happen. It may get cold. You are allowed to turn the heater on, but that's it. Keep driving. Second mile, pretty much the same as this first mile, so just keep on driving, keep on trucking. Third mile, you'll begin to see movement around you. Don't take your eyes off the road. Ignore all movement and just keep driving. Fourth mile, ignore any voices you hear.
I try to do that anyway.
Fifth mile, the trees around you may seem like they're starting to diminish or disappear. You might see a lake and you might see the glow of a moon. Don't stop driving, no matter how pretty and random it may seem. Sixth mile, trees will return, the stars will disappear. You're back in the forest. Ignore the flickering of your headlights. Ignore whatever your radio tells you. Remember, the radio was off, so if you hear stuff coming from your radio...
It's not actually the radio.
Yeah, and it says, do not attempt to turn off the radio. So, like, if it turned itself on, leave it. Seventh mile, keep ignoring the voices, even if they're coming from your back seat. Do not turn around. Keep driving. Oof. Eighth mile. By the way, this sounds like this could be really fucking intense, awesome scene in a movie. Eighth mile. Do not stop driving no matter what. Even if your flickering headlights make it hard to see in front of you. Slow down, but don't stop driving. Don't stop for anything. Ninth mile, your vehicle may stall. If your vehicle stalls or stops without you stopping it, close your eyes. Don't open them for any reason until your car starts again. Once your car starts again, hit the gas. Keep on driving. 10th mile, don't look into your mirrors, not even to look into your back seat. Whew. I don't want to know what I'd see. I wouldn't even look because I don't want to see what's behind me, especially if we're hearing voices back there.
Yeah.
11th mile, this is where shit's just like off the chain. Your vehicle will stall again in front of a red light. Do not look at it. Close your eyes, cover your ears, whatever you have to do. Just don't open your eyes until your vehicle starts again. Ignore the voices. Ignore whatever's grabbing you. Ignore everything, no matter what. Once your car restarts, keep driving a little further. Continue driving further until you reach the dead end up ahead. Here is where you make your wish. Don't just wish for it, envision it. Imagine it's with you. If you wish for something small, it's probably in your pocket, check there. If you wish for something bigger, check your backseat or your trunk. If you wish for something that isn't material, go back home and wait for it. It'll happen soon. But there was a price, and was it worth it? So I think this writer is funny, whoever wrote this, because she says, if you can live with the major PTSD and whatever else follows you from your journey, then you can live happily with your newly gained wish.
Oh my goodness. I also like that with the like, well, if you wish for something big, check your backseat or check your trunk. Absolutely not.
No.
You told me this whole time not to do that.
And now
what makes you think I'm going to do it now?
And what if it's a person? I mean, when I was reading that each mile, I was actually like, I felt my heart rate going up.
Anxiety.
Reading each word and soaking it in. I'm like, this would be an awesome fucking movie. But also think about like if you wish for a person and then that person ends up like you open your trunk and they're dead in there. Like it's just, like you said, the twist to it. It's just like,
they did say it was a price. Also, confusion because it said that you have to be on this road in the like woods. And then all of a sudden you're coming to a red light, a stoplight.
Right.
Mm-hmm. These are things that are They're popping up. It's part of...
Okay.
Well, apparently this is a game is only to be played in Montana.
So the 11
Right.
Mile Road, I feel like you're so focused on finding 11 Mile Road, it's not a place that actually exists, so it can be anywhere. So it's almost like a pause in dimension or a pause in time. So
You're willing yourself there.
Yeah, you will yourself there. So anything that happens on that road is fair game and it's not real. So the dead end and the red light and all that stuff.
Okay.
My question though is, how the fuck do you get back?
Right? It doesn't tell you how. And yeah,
Just
Lila
reverse.
did with the red light too. I was confused too. Reverse, go back.
Do you have to go back in the same way? And is it the same thing? Like 1 mile, you don't do this. And on the 11th, hope you don't die. Like,
Right.
and who's grabbing at you?
There's got to be
Seriously.
stories like from people who have tried these games.
You would think.
Like I tried this and this is what happened, or like, are there YouTube videos? Everyone's got a cell phone, everyone's got a camcorder or a GoPro, and even if it's not like, yeah, I get it, you can't record with your phone because some of these games it has to be the only light source is a candle, but like somebody's got to posted that on YouTube or something, or put something out there, the dark web.
And I mean, even when you Google 11 Mile, like it's listed as a ritual, it's listed as games, but there are just like numerous hits. People are actually playing this. People are actually curious about this. It's not just like a random thing that someone wrote about. Like there is just hit after hit after hit. People are really curious about this. And some people have tied it to doing it at 3 a.m. while others are like, it just has to be at night. So it's just really interesting.
Nope.
And it's someone, and if you go to YouTube, Shane, there are people that tried to video themselves doing this.
But it wouldn't work though because they're not supposed to have anything on, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anywho, y'all are creeping me out. So and I keep looking behind me.
I told you.
I
told you
keep
that
looking
would
at that
happen.
dark corridor, waiting for something to come out.
Shane, I am always like looking behind you when we're recording into that dark hallway. And I'm just
I do the
like,
same thing. I'm like waiting for something to come out or like the closet door to move or something.
I just want
behind
one
you.
of the kids to come popping in and scare the shit out of you.
That won't happen. Takes a lot to scare me, or at least for me to show it.
You just said you were freaked.
Yeah, I'm freaked out.
Starting to
Yeah,
freak out.
but still. Yeah.
I mean,
Shit
there's
is pretty
so
creepy.
many like YouTube videos of people trying to, and you can tell a lot of these are gimmick.
Yeah.
They've inserted things in. So trying to find what's real and what's not real.
Yeah.
I imagine if you're going into another dimension,
It probably wouldn't
phone's
even
probably
record.
not gonna. Like that's not gonna do that.
Oh, by the way, what was it? 867 Evil or 6?
Oh yeah.
976.
976. Yeah, that just came
yeah.
on.
One of my favorites.
I almost texted you. I was like, Ashley, I'm watching that.
It's your movie.
Yeah, I was like,
love that
I'm watching it
movie.
right now. It is so bad, but it's like
It is so bad, it's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yes, it is so bad. It's so good. I do see a Reddit under creepy games where someone listed what happened to them mile by mile. And it's interesting to see even then where they're like, so was this my imagination? Was it all coincidence? I don't know, but I'll let you know if my wish comes true.
I love the follow-up though.
Right.
I do, and I like they went mile by mile, and they're just like, I see a red light, but like a literal traffic light. Does that count? I don't know. I still close my eyes, and it's like, oh my gosh, if a red light popped up in a mile 11, then I think maybe
This game's got everyone like just stopped at a red light, and they're like, people are honking behind them.
Right.
Like, move
your fucking ass.
Like, nope. Not moving. Not looking.
I like.
Yeah.
They have it listed on mile 6. It says nope. Yep. I will never do this game again. And it's like, I hope you make it through.
I know.
And you can't back out because it said like at that point, if you decide to go through that first one, you're in it now. You can't back out.
And it seems like, it's not like they're making, at least whoever it is, but it's like mile 5, nothing crazy happened. I think I heard an acorn hit my car. Mile 7, nothing happens. I just hear something. And so it's like, in mile 8, I like mile 8, nothing happens, but I'm scared shitless at this point, and I have tears in my eyes.
That's funny.
It's like, but to me, that sounds like realistic, right? Where it's like, no, nothing happened here, but I'm still kind of fucking scared. Or the nope, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah. Well, it's all in our minds, and really it's like how powerful we're willing this shit to happen. And like, why? Just why?
People like to be scared, and they'll find a way to do it.
No, some people do, I guess.
Oh, it's interesting. They said mile 9. My car stalls. Yep, it happened. The one thing I thought that won't happen. Oh, baby. I close my eyes as tight as I can as per the instruction of the rules, and I am screaming. I keep trying to start my car, and finally it starts, which is interesting because in the rules it says your car should start on its own, right? But they're actually trying to start it. And they're like, and finally it starts and I take off. They're like, I don't know if anything else happened. I just started going, screaming the whole time. I didn't see anything, but I swear I heard laughing at some point. In my memory, I can't pinpoint exactly when it was that I heard the laughing. That is so like a real reaction.
I want to give this person a hug.
Right.
Are you all right? Where are you up to now?
Kudos to them though for like putting this out, even if it's not real.
Yeah, can we see like date stamps on these posts? Like they were never heard from again, and they never posted.
So this was posted a year ago.
On the off chance that this person actually finds this and hears this, please get a hold of us. We would love to have you.
Let's
on.
interview you.
I want to know how your mental health is.
They never updated it though, like because someone actually asked 9 months ago. So did it come true? And like we haven't heard from them.
Oh no!
You know what's interesting? I don't see any posts past a year ago.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Or like from then
that's what
forward.
I'm saying.
So interesting. So out of all the games we discussed this evening, which one would you guys play? If you had to pick one that you had to play. Like we're stuck in a horror movie where it's like Saw or something where like you have to pick a fucking game. Just one game. Which one would you play?
The one where I don't die?
Probably the Japanese one.
The elevator one or the...
No, that's a Korean one.
Or
the hide and seek one, yeah. Because at least it's a spirit, and at least I have a chance to kind of catch her, like, caught you, bye, But all the other ones are like demons and stuff talking you through mirrors, so, yeah, no thanks.
See, I figured he would go for Sandman since it was like not freaking anything at all.
Some more power of suggestion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I would do the 11-mile game.
I can see you doing that. I'm
with Ashley on this one. I thought about the Sandman one because I would love to know how much my friends actually don't like me. But the 11-mile one sounds like more of like a haunted corn maze type of situation where you know it's not going to be fun. You know you're going to be miserable, but hopefully once you make it out alive, you'll be like, I did that. I'm good. Yeah.
Well, I think too, wishes aside, the likelihood I'm going to be able to mentally focus enough to somehow channel an 11-mile road to pop up for me, I don't think is going to be very likely. And if I do, then, well, fuck it. We're going on a joyride, Pegasus. That's what I call my car.
Oh,
nice.
I say we Squid Game the whole thing and just throw them all together, and there you go.
Oof. Just take the doll of the spirit you trapped and played Stabby Stab with in the car with you. Because it says you can't take a friend.
Yeah.
Well, I think we each have homework to go try one. Go find a paranormal game. It doesn't have to be the ones we talked about. Go find a paranormal game to play, and then we'll come back.
Aren't we encouraging our audience not to do that?
I just said don't play with demons. Everything else should be okay, right?
Should.
In theory.
So I'm not playing any paranormal games, but I will do some research and see people who have and see if I can make some notes there.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shane, for coming on. You were once again an awesome fucking guest. Lila, bring us home.
Thank you again to Shane for coming on, and thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of 3Haunted Podcast. I'm your ghost host, Lila Kay.
I'm John Thomas.
And I am Ashley, Lunar Goddess.
If you have any episode suggestions, questions, or comments, please please feel free to email us at 3hauntedpodcast@gmail.com. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media so you don't miss one thing. We'll see you in the next one, Metapals.
I'll see you at 3:33 a.m.
The Midnight Man.
What was the ghost that said in the closet?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hell yeah.